There's blood. All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. It is December 22nd, the last day of muzzleloader season. The last opportunity to catch up with that buck. Got a little bit of snow last night, just like a 1/16 of an inch, just a dusting. It rained for a while, so I'm not too sure what the conditions are going to be of our snow. It might be crunchy. So this is the game plan for today so far in my mind, and when I get there, maybe I'll change. Not sure if you watched yesterday's video, but if you did, maybe you know where we bumped the buck off his first bed. And that's, I think, where I'm headed. I'm gonna head over there and sit for a little while, I think. There was a lot of activity where a bunch of deer had been eating acorns. And my plan is to get over there and see. I was gonna get over there in the dark, but no sense in starting a new pattern with being on time. Actually, doing all right. I just, as I was getting ready to go, my daughter showed up with my granddaughter, and I had to have a little granddaughter time. So, but it isn't quite legal shooting time yet. I just wanted to get up in there in the dark, and that way I would be in place when legal shooting time started. But this way, on my way up through, maybe I'll see something and I can get a shot. Anyways, that's the plan. We've got a doe tag and an either sex tag, so it could be a buck and a doe, or two doe. That's what I'm looking for. Try to fill those tags up and get some extra meat for the freezer, and maybe get some nice antlers in my hand. I'm starting into the woods now. There's just a little bit of frozen rain on the top of this snow. I think, if anything, yesterday, maybe I could have gone a little slower going into those feeding areas and really looked everything over. I thought I was a little farther away from that buck than I was. I thought he was going to feed through that spot, and he was going to a different area to go bed. It was headed into some really thick stuff, and I thought he was going that way. Actually, I had that preconceived notion, I guess, and I worked my way that way 2 or 3 times as I was working around that barnyard. And maybe I think he saw me from quite a ways away, because I never saw him run up the bank. So I think it was 1 or 2 spots before that he saw me, because he was up a little higher, looking down in, and he could have seen me coming from a long ways. Smart old buck. I'm really primarily focusing on getting him, or getting a buck. It's kind of a tough thing. First thing in the morning, if you see a doe, do you shoot as you're trying to track down a buck? I think I might. Here we go. Lord, help me catch up to this deer. Please let me, if it's your will, harvest this guy. In Jesus' name, amen. Yesterday, my uncle sent me a text that said, that was a prayer, that God help Jason get a deer. He's up in Alaska. And I had just shot that button buck yesterday when he got that text, or when he sent that text prayer. And I told him, hey, you need to be more specific, because this is what I got. You need to tell him I want a big buck, if that's what you want me to get. give you a little update here. I'm looking at this. We had that little bit of snow late last night. Now these tracks are running down the hill, but I think it's because it's kind of steep and slippery, so it's easier to run. And then once you hit a flat spot, slow down. There is some snow on the leaves where he ran down over this area. I'm pretty sure that means we're behind him a little bit. That's okay. Now, yesterday, he ran down and started headed back this direction, and I thought in my mind, you know what? He loves this side over here. He's probably gonna head back this way, just because this is his comfort area. And that's what it looks like he did late last night. Looks like he came over and he's working his way down into the gully, and he's gonna cross up over on the other side. I just hope that the snow is quiet enough. Oh, it's a good thing it's the last day of season. I'm starting to lose my mind. I just thought, did I put a primer in that muzzleloader? I've been walking through the woods for an hour and a half. I'm like, I don't think I did. Well, in my Manny pack here, right in this front pouch, when I take the primer out for the night, I set it in there. Well, guess what I found? Yeah. That would have been pull the hammer back, pull the trigger, click. All right, we're gonna put this thing in the muzzleloader. I'm gonna get after these tracks. I'm about 100 yards from where I shot a buck a couple days ago, and about 500, 400 yards from the field edge. So I'm gonna come up here, stay on these tracks. If he goes to the field, go across until I find the tracks going back down. All right, and I'm gonna put a primer in my muzzleloader. Bonehead. After a half mile of tracking up 2 different hills, finally got some pee. Yesterday he peed kind of that color, but I'm thinking doe, just because it squatted right there. You can see its feet went farther out so it could squat. Been bamboozled. Alright. Well, at least I got to get a primer in my muzzleloader. The snow is a little quieter up here, a little deeper too. We've got that cover wind going on with a little bit of leaves, so that's cool. This looks like a maple. Anyways, see these fresh buds on the end? They're a little soft. That's where the leaves are going to come out. Well, look at the tips of these. Chewed off. Chewed off. They're all chewed off, every tip of this tree, except for the high ones. They haven't got up there yet. See these little tracks all around. If you've got trees that are budding and one blows over, it's a good spot for deer to browse. Yeah, this was a white oak. You can tell by the leaves, right? And like I said the other day, our white oaks didn't do well this past year. You can see that? That's the white oak buds for next year, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I know that they grow like for a year or so before they drop them. Dude's like, yo, get away from my tree. Anyway, That's what it looks like to me. Got ourselves a button buck over here. He was bedded down. He's just about 20 yards in front of me. He's right over here somewhere. There he is. Hey, little buddy. I know, you're looking right at me. You don't know what to do. I'm not going to shoot you today. Even though it's the last day and you've got some meat, I just can't do it. I gotta look for somebody bigger. Yeah, I know. You're so cute. He's like, what is going on over there? There's a tree, and it moves, and it grunts like a deer. The wind is blowing right in my face. It's trying to figure out what's going on. What? Is there a deer on that field? Alright, little one. Yeah, I think you should do that. Not super fresh, but pretty fresh. And you see again, coming down, and you see the feet get wider and pee. Telltale sign of a doe. So this set of tracks that I'm on right now, I know you heard it already today. Feels like a set of buck tracks. They're doing the same thing today. Those tracks yesterday did. From the top straight down to the gully. And it went. Yesterday it went over another set of tracks that looked the exact same. So I'm just gonna keep an eye out. So I still don't know if this is a buck or not, but this is something that leads me to believe that it is. So a lot of times bucks will go and cross beds just to smell them. So see, there's a bed right there that it came down through past, and then it walked through this bed as well, and then it's on its way. So that makes me feel like it's checking to see if there's a doe and heat in the area, and they'll just keep crossing beds. Beautiful spot. I don't know if I've crossed in this spot this year yet. I think it's gonna take us down to the area that it's been crossing though. We're just gonna stay on these. They're older, but they're headed in the direction I wanted to go anyway, so. Saw fresh tracks. They were right here. There's a little view there. The wind switched. I saw fresh right there, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to cut up over. And then boom, I saw a deer take off. There's like 4 of them. 2 of them kind of bounded this way, and 2 of them went this way. And then one stopped for a second. Got ourselves a bed here. That here, I believe, is from the deer, like chewing its cud. And I would say, by the looks of the snow, it's a doe, and it took off that way. I just came up over this knoll, and the wind was coming this direction. I was trying to circle around, to go this way. And I just came across semi-fresh tracks that came this way. Bed, off it went. See, it just seems odd to me when there's a single doe. Those ones kind of throw me off. But it didn't smell like a buck. There was red in the bed, a little pink. So everything would point towards doe for me. I had just gotten to a spot over there and I was like, man, this looks like a nice area. Like, oh, I would sit there for sure. And then I crossed those tracks. I saw a bird down on the ground up here. Flew up to the tree and then back down, and flew up to the tree and back down. There he is there, little chickadee. Looks to me like someone didn't find their deer. Some coyote poop here or there. And they cleaned that deer right up. Looks like a buck to me, but just because of the size of the track or the hoof. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a doe. Who knows? So we got 2 hind legs and a front leg, backbone, the rest of the backbone there. I saw another leg over here. I don't know where the head is. Maybe it's under the snow right here. A little CSI work. Looks like they ate pretty good. Cleaned it right up. Joy decided that I need to eat healthier. Peanut butter jelly wasn't cutting it. I don't think that's what it was. She said she made me ham sandwiches, which was awesome that she made me something, because she didn't want the ham to go bad. I told her I didn't eat the ham because I didn't want to take it away from if the kids wanted that for lunch. Merrick whip and mustard. Alright. Bon appetit. You know I spoke French, did you? That's about all I got. And escargot, French fries, and croissant. You know who that was for. I'm gonna go ahead and tear into this thing and then be recharged and energized, letting the deer just do their thing. They think that Jason's not up here, but he is. Wah. Big, huge oak tree right there. Still dropping acorns, and there's a whole mess of kicked up leaves and tracks. I'm gonna see if I can find one to go on the opposite way, and then I'll go sneak attack them. Tracks coming up through. I don't know if I had it or not, but it was standing over here behind a tree. 3 of them took off. There's blood. All right. I'll follow the trail. I'm going to clean my muzzleloader because I like to make sure it's shooting accurate. then we'll get back on the trail. So I don't know if you can see, but there's kicked up leaves there, over there, all over. They've been eaten all through here. And I'm on the blood trail. I had seen about 5 or 6 fresh set of tracks. They came down and they went right back up. So I followed the tracks up. And I saw one bedded by a tree. And I squatted down, and when I did that, like 3 or 4 jumped up. And I was like, oh well, kind of thing. And I looked, and there was one standing by the tree, the same one that was bedded down. And this sucker is just painting the whole ground red, and I don't see it yet. This is a little ways above where they had been eating yesterday. I don't know if it's the same group or what. And this is right about where I had Jeremy and Landon and I came up here. And right near where Jeremy was sitting. I'm telling you, for the amount of blood this deer is bleeding, it is running. I hope it's down here. That's one reason why I go ahead and open my gun and let it expire. And this is what I'm seeing. Just red carpet. Okay, I see it over here. It's a good sized girl. So pretty much there was a tree right here blocking its head. And I just put it right on her, right behind her shoulder. And thanks, girl. You'll be a good amount of meat for our family. Lord, thank you for this deer and for putting them in front of me and allowing me to take this one. And I'm glad that it didn't suffer long. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, yeah. Put it right in the back of the shoulder, right behind the shoulder, and came out. It was quartering to just a little bit, so it came out just a little behind the other shoulder, and it was a nice clean kill, and it didn't take her long to expire. So I've got one more either sex tag, so I would love to get a buck. It's almost 1 o'clock. I got a sandwich to eat, so what I might do is everything seems to be up on top here. I've seen tracks jumping off that other side, and then there was all those ones up there eating. Might end up over on the other side too. I don't know. We'll just see what we can find. Just thankful to run in some fresh tracks, and they took me right over to the group. It's 2:30, and I dressed that deer out, and I left her over on the top of the hill over here, and I'm trying to decide if I want to drop down in this gully and go up the other side again, and then have to come back down the gully and up on this side to get that doe. Or maybe I'll go grab her and drag her right down to the bottom and then head up. I think that might be what I'm going to do. My phone is just about dead. And I dropped it in the snow earlier. And every time I plug it into my charger, it's like bling, 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 bling. Moisture has been detected in your charge port. There's 2 hours left. It's nice to have a deer to take down. I just think, man, 2 hours, I might be able to find a buck. So I'm gonna go get that deer, drag it down, and by the time I get over there, I probably have about an hour. We'll try it. I got her down the hill and then up this hill. That was a chore. My feet were slipping all over the place. It's 3:17. I've got an hour and 25 minutes. Wind is blowing this way to the north. So I'm headed east
walked as much today, and I'm up to 7 miles already. I had to put on at least 10 yesterday. Oh, check that tree out. That's cool. Totally shredding that. Hey, birdie. Get in there. Get them. Get those bugs. And these turkey tracks. I seen them from up top, and I just saw some movement going through these woods. And I was like, oh, maybe it's him. From down below where I shot at him. Just hoping that maybe he was... Oh. Turkey just took off on me. I really don't think I want to drag another one, but I will. I'm gonna miss walking through these trees. Might have to come up. Just for fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They said that was a terrible turkey call. They're not tearing that one up as much as they are the other one. That was pretty impressive. I missed sliding down and these hills. Oh, I made it. Phew.
Wow. Hey, if you made it this far, you've made it all the way through deer season. It's been a long trip from October 1st to December 22nd. And just want to thank you for watching the video. And if you watched all of them, then congratulations. That was pretty exhausting, I'm sure. There was a lot going on, from archery, from missing probably the biggest buck I've ever encountered, to getting an 8-point. I missed a doe. There's a bunch of misses here or there. It was a different year for sure. Not that I've never missed before, but the added video, the self-filming definitely changed some things up. Regular season, you got to see Brielle shoot her first deer, Joy shoot her first deer, Caleb shoot his first buck. Autumn brought a buck by, and then I think I took the safety off twice, and that was it for me. And then muzzleloader season, missed a big buck, missed a doe, but we finished it off the last 2 days with 2 deer, and put some meat in the freezer, and that was great. It was definitely a new experience for me this year, with having the recording equipment, editing video, Just a new piece to the puzzle. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. That was a pretty big doe that I got, so I was happy to be able to bring that home on the last day. Wish I would have brought a buck home, would have gotten a little bit more meat and just the satisfaction of finally getting him, but he's smart. So I just have somebody to target next year. After this outro, a couple little pieces that I found that I thought, oh, I probably should put this in something. So you get to see the Mylar balloon count and a little bit of us canning some venison. It's not a full video, but it kind of gives you a breakdown of how we do it. If you can venison, you know how amazing it is. If you've never had canned venison, you really need to try it. Joy actually did a video on her venison stew, and she uses canned venison in that. So check that out up above here. It's really good. So that being said, that's the end of deer season. The next thing that I'm really focused in on is these guys right here. We have turkey season coming up May 1st, and like I said, it's like the 15th of April right now. So it's coming up soon. So we've got a couple of videos coming up with me putting different scopes on guns, getting prepared for turkey season. We'll be going and patterning our shotguns, making sure they're ready to go. We'll do a video of that on that, I'm sure. And so we're going to just keep on rolling videos out. We're not going to be done. I think we want to do a giveaway here soon, and right now we're at like almost 385 subscribers, and we're still trying to climb to that 1,000 mark. That being said, hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's not really hard to do. There's a subscribe button right there. At the end of the video, there'll be a little picture of me. You can click that and subscribe to. It really helps out. We're just trying to grow the channel and try to see that people are interested in what we're doing, and that way we can continue to do this. If you would subscribe, that would be amazing. It doesn't take too much, but it means a lot to us. Also, if you'd hit the like button, that'd be great, and throw a comment below. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thanks for coming along during, if you've been here during archery and muzzleloader, all the way to muzzleloader. Thanks a lot. That's awesome. I did hear next year they're throwing in a late season, a late season. So season ends before Christmas, so you make sure you can be with family at Christmas time. But then they're talking about opening after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, so that when people come home on vacation to family, they can go out hunting. They can get off of work at that time. And so we'll see what that does to season next year. A lot of people are against that too, or some are for it and some are against it. It just doesn't seem to matter. You're always going to have somebody that either is complaining or is happy about it. I can't make everybody happy. All right, well, thank you again for watching, and continue, because there's a little bit more after this. But we just want to let you know that we love you, God loves you, and we will see you on the next one. And hopefully you're getting ready for turkey season, because it's coming, and we'll be chasing these guys. Have a good one. Hey everybody, I just wanted to cap off the season with my harvest here of the Mylar balloons. I'm just putting it on the end of the last muzzleloader hunt, because that means the collection is officially over until spring turkey season. Maybe we'll start it up again. So this is my Mylar balloon count. These are unofficial counts. You saw these, somebody's bloody gloves. And I'm trying to clean the room up. Joy just said, you got stuff everywhere. At least it's in one room and not everywhere, so that's good. This is my room. My room, my mess. My rules. Anyways, I'm cleaning everything up, trying to get it on the shelves, and we'll get there. Alright, so bloody gloves don't count. 1, 2, 3, and if you see a pattern going on, this one looks like a little older, maybe from a year before. It's kind of lost. Our school is color green, but we joined with another school for sports, and they're the color blue. I'm guessing these two were the double that I pulled a triple. We'll have to look back through. Anyways, so that's 4. So I'm thinking that was sports recognition night or something. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 balloons. So if anybody knew we were doing this, which not very many people did, let me know if you beat it. Or if you were doing it on your own, just let me know. But 9 Mylar balloons through, that's probably really loud, through archery season up till muzzleloader season. So it was all of October, November, and into late December. So there you go, 9 of them. In the spring we'll do it again, and hopefully everybody will be on board. Maybe I'll even post something that says, hey, we're doing this. But 9 of them, I did my part, and that's it. All right, congratulations if you beat me, and hopefully you'll join in next year. See ya. We're not doing a whole video on how to can meat, but this is our meat. It's chunked up in little chunks. That is 1 teaspoon of canning salt, and we're using a pressure cooker, pressure canner. There's a line down there. That is how deep you go. Put a little bit of white vinegar in it. Helps out. Crank these things down hand tight and then draw them back about a quarter turn. This is the pressure cooker, and we have a 10-pound weight on there. Pretty much how you do it is you put it in there with the amount of water and crank it up so it spits steam out of that. This little thing will pop up saying it's sealing. Got enough pressure. You do that for 10 minutes, then you put your weight on there. This is 10 pounds. And then once it starts rattling like it is, then you cook it for an hour and a half. It's been an hour and a half, shutting it off. And once that stops rocking, you can open it up and take them out carefully and wait for you to hear the lids to seal. You'll hear a ding. Anyway, if you guys want to see the whole thing, front to back, let us know down below, and we'll do a whole canning video on there. The pressure indicator is down. It stopped rattling. There's no more hissing or anything, and that won't drop until the pressure is down enough to make it safe. So you take your little rattler off. This, you just slide to the side, and it can lift up. The meat, it smells great, for one. I'm just going to take all of these. This can hold 7. I only had enough meat for 6. If you look in there, can you see it? It's bubbling. The heat is still rising. Still nice and toasty. So we're going to set all these over here, and maybe as they cool, we'll be able to hear one pop. So this meat is all cooked. It's that's why it's preserved. This stuff can last for years in the jar like this. If you're curious if it's any good, you pop it open, smell it, check for mold and check for everything else, but it's if it smells good, it's good, and it's so tender and amazing. If you've never had it, you got to try it. Music to a canner's ears. This is what the venison looks like when it's done. Got a little bit of a fat ring on the top, and it's so delicious.
It's a good little trail, huh? I like that rock too. That's a pretty cool rock. Is that your boulder? I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder, right? That's what that reminded me of just then. I'm just a donkey out here walking around in the woods.